Okay, guys, here we go. Trump, I think it's his third day, has already went to North Carolina, and now he is in L.A., and he's talking to the mayor of L.A. and the board that's out there, and I'm sure that this is going to be pretty fiery, so let's see what Trump has to say.
Okay, I'll do
Mr. President, thank you for coming
Thank you, Brett.
to the 32nd Congressional District.
Okay, I think this guy here is a senator, and I think he's about to make a big mistake. I think his strategy is he's going to try and stick a stick in the president's eye and try and get ahead of him. I don't think it's going to quite work.
And
Thank you.
Most people don't have adequate insurance because they couldn't get it. So one company dropped 1,600 policies just in the last 6 months.
It helps if you have water in the fire hydrants. Most insurance companies don't want to insure homes when the fire hydrants outside don't have water in them.
16 times as much property damage here as from Hawaii. And I'm hoping that we get at least 16 times the federal appropriation for the CDBG program that helps people rebuild. And I know you've talked about policies of California that you're not a fan of, but I've been in Congress for 28 years.
Here goes a stick in the eye.
I really disagree with Louisiana on their abortion policy. I disagree with them on their campaign finance policy. I disagree with North Dakota on their gun policy. And I would never turn to somebody from Louisiana and say, you keep living on your cousin's couch, because we're not going to help you rebuild until Louisiana agrees with me on a woman's right to choose. So I'm hoping...
Keep living on your cousin's couch. Do you think he's talking down to the people in Louisiana? I think so. But we'll see how that pays out for him.
That we can get these funds and that we don't punish individuals for the policies of their state. You can disagree with them, and I think you've got some ideas. I look forward to us listening. Also on tariffs, I often agree with you on tariffs. But how about no tariffs on building materials for the next 3 years?
We'll take a look at that, actually.
Mr. President.
The Mayor, please.
Yes. First of all, let me just take the opportunity to officially welcome you to Los Angeles. Really
This is called toe tapping.
appreciate you coming, and especially you come just a few days after your inauguration. So
Thank you,
I want you to know that your presence here is very much appreciated.
Yeah, let me say something about that. If this was Biden, he might wander over there in 8 months, year, after everything's, cold as ice, no embers. And he'd kind of look around and kind of bumble into a few things and then leave. Harris might go there just to meet George Clooney or somebody, But I think the difference is Trump is a man of the people. I mean, he dug in right there. He's going to make sure that gets rebuilt. Best thing in the world that ever happened to the good people of L.A. is Donald Trump. They might not agree with me right now. They might not believe me. But I think in the near future, they're going to see I'm correct there.
Let me also say that I know you had an opportunity to see the devastation. You've seen the extreme loss, the grief that people are going through here. And we are 100% committed to getting this neighborhood rebuilt again. You mentioned a couple of things in terms of us expediting. So I signed executive directives right away so that we could cut the red tape. We could get people back building as fast as possible.
Look at me. Aren't I special?
And we're going to continue doing that.
Mayor, the one thing is they are saying they will not be allowed to start for 18 months.
No, that will not be the case.
Okay, I just hope you're right.
You can hold me to it.
There's 4 groups said that.
No.
That would be they should be able to do it. They should be able to start tonight.
That will
start tonight. You got to love Trump. Screw this waiting on paperwork. Get her done. These people, I'm sure most all of them can afford to get a hotel or a place or something. But that's not home. They want to start building their house tonight. Some of them haven't even been allowed to go to their home yet. They didn't have the paperwork.
Not be the case. You know, first we have to take care to make sure that there's not getting rid of the hazardous waste.
Got to get rid of that hazardous waste. Now, that hazardous waste, if it's on people's property, it means it was in their house. Well, if it's in their house, they've been living with it. What's the big deal? Go in there and get rid of it. It seems to me to be a lot safer than living with it longer. But these Democrat liberals, it's all about doing some more paperwork. It's all about being governmental.
Cleaning things up so that people can start right away. And just like you said, if somebody had their house was destroyed and they're going to rebuild essentially the same, maybe a little bit longer, a little bit higher, they really shouldn't have to go through much of a process. So I want you to know that we are expediting that. We absolutely need your help. We need the federal help.
You've got it, I told you. You will have no permit problem. There will be zero delay. And as far as I'm concerned, you already have the permits.
There you go. You hear the crowd.
I am more worried because I met at least 8 groups of
Now Trump's going to lay the law down.
Of homeowners, and I'm much more worried about the fact that they said it's 18 months exactly, and they were devastated. They want to start now. They want to start removing things. They're not allowed to do it now. And you mentioned hazardous waste. Well, the hazardous waste. What's hazardous waste? I mean, you're going to have to define that. We're going to go through a whole series of questions on determining what's hazardous.
Nope.
I just think you have to allow the people to go on their site and start the process tonight.
And we will.
Okay, good.
You can come back and check.
Mr. President?
Yes.
I'm Congressmember Judy Chu, and I represent the areas of Altadena and Pasadena.
Yes.
That's the Eaton fire. And
I don't mind politicking if it gets something accomplished. And this lady here is politicking. But let's see what she says.
there is a world of hurt there. I know that you've gone to the Palisades and you've seen the devastation,
right,
but it's apocalyptic in Altadena, and thank goodness I have a partner with Supervisor Catherine Barger in working to help people get back to normal and to rebuild. But right now they have nothing, and there have been 9,500 structures burned. Most of the
Well, everybody saw that coming. I mean, even the fire chief says we don't have any of the equipment we need. I mean, they had hundreds of pieces of equipment that weren't usable because the mechanics couldn't fix them because of a lack of funds. I mean, they have funds for everything else, for all their other little liberal programs, but not to put water in the fire hydrants or fix the fire engines.
deaths have occurred in our area.
Well, get in line to get a permit. Only takes 18 months.
In Altadena and Pasadena, and that you can come there and see how terrible the devastation has been there so that they can get the help that they need.
Just remember one thing, and I like the way you express yourself beautifully, actually, but I've only been here 3 days, and I'll do a great job. But we had another president, and this took place during the life of another president, not me. But I'm going to be the president that's going to help you fix it, because he would not have been able to help you fix it, okay? So we'll take care of it. We'll take care of it.
What is that? Is that Democrats clapping? You know, all those people in that room are Democrats. I mean, they're L.A. That's fine.
And we'll work closely. We'll work closely, and I know your community was really devastated, incredibly, so we understand that. Thank you very much.
Mr. President, I'm just going to follow up Supervisor
Yes, please, go
Barger,
ahead.
and I also represent Altadena, and what I tell people is people of Altadena are the exact people you talked to when you were running. You've got individuals from every walk of life, and it is actually at one
I think she means the lower caste system.
time was the only place African Americans could purchase homes. It was redlined. And so you've got a lot of generational wealth there. And one of the commitments I've made, and we've had meetings with some of your people in HUD that you've got there now, to work with them and work with your administration to see how we can help And I've been pleasantly surprised. I know on HUD we've got some asks that we are going to be working with you on. But more importantly, I just really want to emphasize what I told when I went to the AME church. This president was talking to you when he was running. You understand the difficulty in making ends meet. You understand the high cost of living. And now their biggest fear is that that's going to impact their ability to rebuild. And I have made them this commitment, because this is my last term, that for the next 4 years, you talk about 18 months, I've told our county staff that if you're going to get in the way, then get another job. Because we are an all hands on deck. And quite frankly,
I think they're starting to get the point that people don't want to wait around for a bunch of liberal paper pushing. Just get her done, like a good Republican.
bureaucracy can't get out of the way, we'll just roll over it. And we've said that, and we've made it clear, because we are an all hands on deck. And quite frankly, if the bureaucracy can't get out of the way, we'll just roll over it. And we've said that, and we've made it clear. The governor's waived CEQA, which I feel should be completely reformed, if not eliminated. And if it's being eliminated for this,
How are they doing with CEQA?
how are they doing?
How is it? What's been the attitude of the people running that whole situation?
It adds sometimes years on to an application.
Can't do it. Can't.
No, and the governor's
And
waived-
Coastal Commission also.
He waived that
We're
as-
going to have to override the Coastal Commission, because
Right.
I've dealt with the Coastal Commission for a long time, and they are
The Coastal Commission is a commission that you can't get anything passed. You know, they don't want to do anything. It's just they just want to go down there and collect shells on the beach. It's screw anybody wants to build anything. It's really, hey, look, I'm all for the environment. I love the environment. I'm a real outdoors person. It's nothing better than being outdoors. But you got to have a little common sense. I mean, people have to have houses to live in. They got to be able to eat food. You got to have a car to get to work in. And when you just start getting in the way of life, then you need to get out of the way.
considered the most difficult in the entire country, and we cannot have them play their games and wait 10 years to give somebody a permit. In fact, I'm going to commission. I'm not going to let them get away with their antics.
Well,
Okay? Thank you. Thank you, David.
Mr. President, I just want to thank you for your leadership on California water policy.
So anyways, guys, there you go. That's the first part. It gets a little testy as we go along here. You know, I think they're trying. I think they realize they better do something, or they're going to be skewered. What did the old vampire guy do? He used to stick people on a pole, Count Dracula. They're about at the pole sticking point, if you know what I mean. Okay, guys, that's the end of part one. If you agree with me, put it in the comments. If you disagree with me, put it in the comments. And in the meantime, if you could like and subscribe, that would be super. See ya.